All right, y'all, what's going on YouTube? I'm back again with a video, and as I start to post more on YouTube, I figured I'd make a new series talking about the emotional aspects of trading and not just the technical details. And coming from a trader as myself, I can say with confidence that after learning from these bigger traders about their emotional problems and their solutions to those problems, I could say with confidence that those videos helped me the most in my trading. So I would like to bring you guys a series from a smaller trader as myself, trying to scale up to the high 6, 7 figures of the emotional aspects of trading that I'm dealing with and that I'm overcoming as a person and as a trader. So this episode is going to be about greed, and we're just going to get into it. So what is greed? What is greed in trading and how does it show up? The most common aspect of greed that you might see or experience is over risking and over leveraging, and the cycle of, we'll just call it the cycle of despair, as I've heard it before. But basically, this cycle happens when you take a win, you get overconfident in yourself, and the greed starts to kick in. You want more money, you want that dopamine rush, right? So you over risk on your next trade, which inevitably is going to lose, forcing you into kind of like a pit with negative emotions, and you start over risking again and over trading, revenge trading, and you start seeing setups, you start taking setups that aren't even there, that don't even present themselves, but you want that dopamine rush that you once had before when you were winning. So you revenge trade and you eventually lose even more, digging yourself deeper into that pit. I've experienced this before, but for me, my emotions are a little different than, I guess, the greed aspect. I was able to kind of get out of that cycle of despair, that loop. And it all starts with the risk management and your life outside of the chart. So I have some notes here that I want to go over with you guys. But other than this is kind of just a talk between me and you. I want you to succeed as a trader as much as I want to succeed as a trader. I want to be somebody that you guys can look up to and who's completely transparent with their trading, and I want to show you guys what I've experienced and am experiencing. So yeah, so greed stems from the fact of the monetary aspect of trading, as well as the dopamine rush that you get when you make money. So the first thing that I had to realize as a trader is that I needed to separate myself from the monetary aspect of trading and just being a successful individual overall, right? Success doesn't mean necessarily all about making money. As I learned, success is all about sticking to your plan and day in, day out, and just managing your risk effectively accordingly, and just keeping your emotions in check so that they don't negatively affect your trading when you hit that buy or sell button. So addressing greed is very important because you really want to get rid of all that negative emotions when you're taking the trade, and you don't want to be over risking and over leveraging. So let's see. On top of that, trading without an edge is just glorified gambling. And when you're over risking and you're revenge trading, that is gambling, which stems from the greed that happens when you take trades. So I just turned 21. I just went to Vegas, and I can tell you for a fact that I lost a shit ton of money because I was greedy. And this was kind of like the first time I've experienced this, where it's like, damn, like this kind of connects to trading in a way, because if I don't stick to my risk management, which I've been working on for so long in trading, this is what's gonna happen. And I saw that in Vegas, where I lost like a few $100s playing craps and stuff, because I wanted more money. I wanted that greed. I wanted that head rush that you get when you win, right? And the difference between trading And gambling is just the edge that you have. And for me, I have my 75% win rate edge in trading, and I'm gonna stick with it, right? If I don't and I get greedy, I move my take profit a little higher. I increase my position size, right? When I lose and I go back into that cycle of despair, it's the same thing as rolling craps, same thing as playing blackjack, you know? Um, so that's how I kind of connected to my life recently. And other ways that maybe this connects to your life or you've seen it in other people's lives, everybody deals with their emotions, their day-to-day emotions. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I still deal with this, but I found a way to suppress it and kind of live with it. It's no longer affecting me negatively as it did before. So other ways it manifests itself in everyday life, let's just think about it, right? People's diet, right? When people eat to the place, sorry, to the point of that they're full and they keep eating just because the food tastes good. Is that not a form of greed? Right? If they're full and they just want more and more food just because of the taste, that's greed. And if you keep doing that, right, you're gonna get fat. So if you can't even stick to your diet, right, if you can't even eat healthy, go to the gym, and you just overeat and become a fat fuck, like, how do you think that's gonna translate into your trading? And I just wanna be real because, like, I mean, you live your own life, but sometimes that, like, it shows, like, it shows on the charts, it shows off the charts, it shows in your everyday life. That's gonna affect your confidence if you get fat, right? Am I not wrong? So yeah, there's greed everywhere in the world, and it's not on a monetary basis all the time, but it all connects together. It all connects together. So if you can't not master, but if you can't improve on your daily tasks, day-to-day life, such as diet, right? Going to the gym. What's another good one? I'll give you another good one. Reputation. There's a lot of people out there that want to be liked by everybody. They value their reputation so much. And they just keep chasing and chasing and chasing that next person to just win over. I'm not saying that reputation is very important, don't get me wrong. But when you want more and more and more, and you're only doing it just so that, like, I'll give you an example. Social media. People chase likes, comments, right? Followers. And they just chase that number, right? That's kind of like building up their reputation. Obviously, your reputation is important to establish, a baseline of trust between you and your followers and other people around you. But at a certain point, when your morals change and you're just chasing that next person, that next follow, you're gonna mess up your psyche, and you're gonna sacrifice your own well-being for more attention, which is not what you want. I'll give you an example in my life. I just started the Instagram and YouTube video recently, like a few months ago, and I've been getting a decent amount of followers, right? A decent amount of likes. And I will say for a little bit, like, my head did get in that space where it's like, damn, like, this video only got so-and-so likes, so-and-so comments, so-and-so follows, but I forgot about, like, the reason why I made this. The reason why I made this is, though, that I can eventually inspire people to make money online and improve their lives in general, for people to look up at me. And I cared so much, not so much, but I cared primarily about somebody as just a follow rather than building a connection between that person. So yeah, that's another reason, or another way that greed can manifest itself into your life. Let's see what else. Going back to the charts, I mean, you eliminate greed, right? That's one less emotion to worry about. If you keep your take profit at the respective level that you set it at and not move it, You're gonna have good trade management, and if you risk the proper size positioning on your trades and not increase or decrease it just based off your feelings, like you're gonna make it in trading. And I'm sure you heard that many times before from these bigger influencers. But I mean, look at them, like they struggled with the same emotions, the same setbacks. I feel like every trader kind of goes through a similar path where you kind of realize that it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's the slowest the slowest way to make fast money online, which is trading. And that's all it is, because you have to master your emotions on and off the charts. But at the end of the day, you'll not only be a good trader and make money, but you're going to be a great person who's well aware of their emotions, who is very disciplined, and can really do anything if you put your mind to it. And that's all it is. But yeah, I thought I'd go on a little bit of a rant on this video. I'm definitely going to make more about these emotional talks, just because, like I said, I know how much it helped me in the past. And I know from a value standpoint that it would help you guys as well. So yeah, I'd appreciate it if you guys leave a comment and just kind of talk me through what you're going through right now. What is your biggest emotional setback in your trading right now? And I'll help you answer that in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.